Monday, Regis will be back from a nice vacation, and Vitamin C, the pop singing star, will be here. But first, we have the legendary Carly Simon. She's one of the country's finest singer-songwriters. Her new CD, The Bedroom Tapes, chock full of songs straight from her heart and soul. Please welcome back Carly Simon. Do you know Roger? I do. Everybody knows Roger. No, how cute. That's so cute. You look like you're ready for a summer in Menemsha.
Well, I used to live in Menemsha. I now just walk the streets.
Yes, but I loved that song. I've never been to Menemsha, but I love the song. So that part of the world for you is a huge source of inspiration. Is Cape Cod and the islands. And
I live there. That's my only home now. I used to live in New York and on Martha's Vineyard, and I moved out of New York. And it's nice to have everything under one roof because you don't have to worry about where you left your Brill cream or.
What is that symbolic of, though? Is that just like cleaning house in a sense and just minimalizing life and just getting rid of some of the stuff? What?
It has to do with the rents in New York.
Yeah, you're suffering. We're going to have a telethon for you, right?
You know, I used to really like to think that New York was a small town and that landlords would care if you moved out. They don't really care. There's somebody else living in the apartment that I lived in, that I rented for 21 years. My daughter went back to photograph the door because she wanted to call her album Apartment 6S, and they were furious. They didn't know her. They didn't, you know, it's just, New York's not the small town that you'd want it to be anymore.
When you stay in a place like that all winter long, do you feel like a real person?
When you stay
all the summer people leave, and it's just the settlers, right?
You know, well, I really have spent most of my life in Martha's Vineyard, so I've just, and as I grow older, I'm more and more of a hermit. So I like to be by, I love those long, cold winter months when it gets dark early.
You build a fire.
Yeah, the fire is always a part of the scenario when it gets dark early.
Yes.
The fire and a cup of tea.
And it signifies
and
that
a dog and a cat and a miniature donkey.
I thought I had the image until she mentioned the miniature.
It was real poetic there up to a point.
Yeah. But why the writer's block for such a long time, do you think, Carly? Because it's been 5 years since brand new album of original material, right? And
you never know when writer's block is going to strike. And it just, you know, everybody that I know who is a writer, I'm sure, has gone through an experience of some duration. And mine just happened to last, you know, every time I'd sit at the piano, I would play something that was really heinous.
And you knew it right away?
Well, nothing sounded original, nothing sounded fresh, nothing sounded as if I wanted to write the next verse or a chorus to it. And so the more you do it, the more you build up a block about actually sitting down at the guitar or the piano and starting.
Well, we're going to find out when we come back how you broke the block. You got the block out of the way in this new album.
Tuesday on Live from the new film Shaft, actress Vanessa L. Williams.
Just about there. You're not like Wallace?
No, funny about that. Carly Simon's new album is called, I guess it's called a CD now. I can't get over album, but it does come out in cassette, too.
What I really miss is the album art. I miss the largeness of
the large format.
Yes, because it was intriguing to get a new album.
You can still get Regis's album on large art. It's called It's Time for Regis.
Well, now, do they still recycle it into vinyl stores occasionally? But they just blow up that same art, right?
I don't know if they do that. I wish that they would, because I would like to hear it. And vinyl sounds different. There's a different reverb on vinyl than there is on CDs.
We're going to go back to analog, I think. As soon as they figure out the way to rip off everything digital on the internet, everything will go back to analog so that you can still sell your album.
That's what that Napstar, what's it called? Napstar,
yeah.
Napstar,
Does that affect you at all? Because
we're trying to figure out how it's fairly creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's scary, isn't it? I mean, if there is no ownership of your deepest thoughts and your what's a copyright mean anymore?
Well, you know what? I mean, it turns out that the ownership of the record, because the record companies own the masters.
Right.
All right? And you'd think that would be okay, except
you own the publishing, right?
I own the publishing. Right. But when I went back to do my box set, couldn't find the masters for Let the River Run, Coming Around Again, Anticipation, Haven't Got Time for the Pain.
What?
Legend in Your Own Time.
They don't care,
That's
do
the
they?
way I've always heard it should be. All gone.
What do you mean gone? They destroyed them or
masters.
lost them or what?
They're lost.
Ah!
Yeah. So that's
It's
why...
the same with classic movies. There's a complete indifference because it's just overhead as far as they're concerned. It's your life, and it's our music, but it's their warehouse space.
No, that stuns me.
It's stunning. I'm glad it stuns you.
Oh, I think that's horrendous.
No, I don't.
Are you still with the same record company?
Well, I'm talking about 3 different record companies.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the filing systems, of course, have to get complicated, but there's nobody really to oversee that at the end of the day, Coming Around Again is still in its place. So it's sad.
Well, as usual, your music is very intimate and very autobiographical, but there's one particular song I understand you'd be willing to share a little bit of. It's the one about we, your dearest friends, about the art of gossiping.
Well, it's you know what? It's more than the art of gossiping. And not that I'm challenging your interpretation, because of course
That's
it
what
is
the card said. So
Oh,
I
I
thought
see.
that's what you wanted me to say. No
you know
more.
you can't, you're not supposed to read
Let's talk
cards.
about the friends who say everything in the sham of like that they truly care, and that's why they're discussing.
Have you ever had a friend that you were really close to for a long time, and they would talk about others of your friends, and in a nasty way, and you'd think that you were exempt from ever having that kind of conversation about you, and then all of a sudden it turns out that they turned to be talking about you that way. Well, that's what this song is about. And I don't, you know what, it's the kind of song that's hard to sing without accompanying myself, but
Go ahead,
some of the
pretend,
lyrics are,
right?
okay. We, your dearest friends, are having dinner without you. We're witty and we use it to be vicious. In just another minute, we'll be laughing about you. To the untrained eye, it wouldn't look suspicious. We, your dearest friends, don't really care if you have needs. Your hopes and dreams are trivial by our standards. We make fun of how you sing, and then we imitate your speech. And the stupid things you say, we like to slander. But we won't reel you out too far, 'cause after all, we need you for our ongoing quest. It goes on. and on.
It goes
Oh,
on.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Of gossip. Sadly, it's not a lost art. It's once again, great album by Carly, and it's been 5 years too long for all of us who love your music.
Oh, lovely to see you.
It's real true.
You see a silver star.